Yo, welcome back to the Hideout. It is me, Doncho, and I'm so glad you guys can make it again. And as you can tell from the title of this video, we'll be talking about Phantom Seer chapters 18 and 19. Yes, talking about 18 and 19. I'll be covering 2 chapters in one video, and this is the first Phantom Seer chapter review / discussion we are doing here on Doncho's Hideout. If you did not see my previous video on Phantom Seer and why I decided to bring it to the channel, there will be a nice little link popping up for you so that you can go back to that video and you can check some things out. And also there will be me sitting here talking about how amazing Phantom Seer is for chapters 18 and 19. If you don't want to have to do that, you can just go ahead and listen to what I'm talking about with the chapters, because I'm kind of going to talk about what I dislike and like in the series throughout this type of video anyway. Before we get started though, I would love to say that if you guys do like this content and you guys do like coming back to the Hideout, please don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget the subscribe button. And if you have anything you would like to say, please make sure you drop it in the comment box below, you guys. I love seeing you guys come and talk, and I love interacting with you guys. As well, in the description box, you will find link trees where you can find where to find me on Twitter, where you can find Kyle and Sean, the editors of Doncho's Hideout, on Twitter as well for any business inquiries. And if you want to support me and this channel, please, there will be a Patreon and a Ko-Fi link as well for you guys. So just putting that out there so that you guys can know. But before we get deeper into this video, you know we gotta see. Intro. Phantom Seer chapters 18 and 19. I will say this is going to be a pretty quick video because I don't really have much I want to talk about with these 2 chapters. I'm going to get through chapter 18 pretty quickly. I'm not going to really start from beginning to end because, you know, if you have seen any of my Jujutsu Kaisen double chapters or even 3 chapters or even 4 chapters one time, I'm not going to go play by play when there's multiple chapters. What I will do is just talk about my overall feel for those chapters. So for chapter 18 that we got before this break that we had recently, I was interested in the fact that Riku had decided to step up and attack this guy because she felt like he was throwing this very negative and evil connotation on the idea of helping people, right? He was claiming that he was helping the girl who likes Iori to become a phantom so that Iori can notice her. He's claiming that he's doing this to be a good, or not a good person, but you know, that he's claiming that he's helping them, right? But in that same thing saying that he's helping them, he called her pathetic, saying that her desires are weak and things like that, but he's still quote unquote helping her achieve the goals that she wants to achieve. And Riku didn't like that very much. You know, she, at the end of the chapter, she hit him with that disintegration bubble, slapped him in the face, and basically let him know, like, no, you're not helping people. You're acting like you're helping people, but you're not really. You know, we got that whole description in Act 18 talking about how homegirl, you know, basically got herself tricked by this, you know, assistant nurse or new nurse or exactly, I forgot exactly what his position was. I knew he was a nurse, but I can't remember what they called him. Like, he was like a substitute nurse at the school out there, substitute nurse at the school, I think. And so with his situation is that, you know, he basically is tricking a whole bunch of these young students and turning them to part phantoms. And he has that, the single horror arm, you know, the arm of that phantom that Iori hates that apparently killed that girl that he was cool with and was supposed to be protecting. So we already know there's a bigger connection going on with that. So that already off rip had me excited. It still kind of has me excited, wondering what are the bigger plot points going to tie in with this. As I said before, if you have not seen my video talking about why I'm bringing fantasy to the channel, I talk about how I kind of like when the manga goes away from the school setting, right? And when we can see things that are outside the school setting. Right now we are in the school setting, so naturally the setting feels a lot blander to me. But at the same time, I think chapter 18 and 19 did a good job of continuing being in this setting, keeping the stakes high, keeping the fandom thing still kind of a secret, and they were having their clashes in the way they're having. So chapter 18 was pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We had this girl that you already knew, found out that she, you know what I'm saying, is part phantom because she's trying to get closer to Iori for whatever reason, because she likes him and wants to be useful and wants to talk to him, this, that, and the third. And then we get chapter 19, which is the continuation of that, where they have to separate and run for a little bit because they can't necessarily, you know, 2v1 him, and then Mans from the other faction, the other shaman faction with the fire, comes back again and he helps them out for a second and they dip out for a bit. and they have a conversation about what they need to be doing next. And then Iori, Riku, and Homeboy talk to Iori's oldest sister, and then she basically breaks down like, y'all gotta kill him. Like, there's really nothing you guys can do but kill him. There is no like, you know, bringing him in, this, that, and the third. And Riku seemingly had reservations on that. She seemingly was all like, I'm not trying to kill anyone. Like, that's not what my bag is. I'm not trying to take someone's life. And Iori came off on some, okay, well, then you just have to sit here because we got to kill this person. Like, he has to die. Like, there's nothing else to do here. Like, you know, he's like, it seems like his mentality, his understanding is this person has to die. And we have to do this so that we can save homegirl, stop this nigga's madness, you know, stuff like that. That's what it comes off as. And it seems like Itori and the Fire Dude are the ones that are like, okay, we're gonna actually go do this, figure out this plan, and kill this guy. And Riku basically seems like she's not down for the plan. So Itori and the Fire Dude, they come and they square off against my man's with the Shinohara arm and Homegirl. So Homegirl's actually really powerful that's being consumed by the curse. She seemed to be giving them a little bit of issues, it seemed like, if I remember correctly. She seemed to be giving them a little bit of issues, but nothing like too crazy. But at the same time, the main issue that they were having was Iori's not trying to kill the girl. So the only thing that he could really do is kill her, which is why they said that the best thing to do would be to kill the dude. That way she could be let free of the phantom control. The thing about that for me personally is I was wondering, I'm like, does that really mean that? Like, I mean, if the series says that's what that means and that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. But in my head, I'm sitting here wondering, is that really what that means? Like, just because you kill him, the Phantom thing is not going to be that much more of an issue for her anymore. I could be not fully remembering what was said, but I'm sitting here like, is that really it? Like, that's really how that's about to go? Like, they're just about to kill him and then she'll be fine? I doubt she'll just be fine afterwards. And I was pretty much right. They get into this brawl with him and they make it seem like it's a lot more difficult than they would like. You know, they are taking this approach of, you know, she's getting difficult and he can't do any damage to her because it'll kill her, this, that, and the third. But really that was all an act and a ploy, which I found to be really cool because I did think Riku had stepped out of this fight. Like, I thought Riku was like, no, I'm doing that, y'all doing too much, I'm not trying to do all of that. But we get this nice little flashback of them having the conversation of basically Riku basically saying like, okay, like, I am not with killing you, but we can kill that fucking arm that's all that you have, that single arm. So they distract him enough so that Mans can light fire to his arm. She like comes in with that sneak move, hits that distraction with disintegration bubble to be able to protect Homegirl for 2 seconds. That way she's not getting taken damage by any of the, you know, crossfire. The man's get hits with the fire in his arm and he starts screaming and that shit is burning. He's all like, ah, like losing his mind, which I find really fucking awesome because I think the screaming is beyond, not even think, it kind of is confirmed that the screaming is beyond from just like pain of him, of the fire in his arm going off and shit like that. Really what's going on is that he's screaming from the fact that, oh my god, my connection to Shingo Hara Sama, you know, that into that phantom entity he kind of is worshiping to a degree, is now he's losing that. Like, that's what's going on now that this thing is lit on fire. He's losing that connection. I think this arm actually, yeah, he's losing that connection, whichever one. He's losing that connection, he's losing that future, you know what I'm saying, whatever he wants to do with having her. And he then also says that you guys are fools because when his thing is burning and he's losing it or whatever, the Phantom and Homegirls kind of start running wild and they're kind of like rejecting each other, and like she starts getting more consumed. So then he's all like, I was the reason why she wasn't getting consumed. I was keeping things controlled, this, that, and the third. Now that she done did this, she's about to just be taken over. And that's when Riku comes back again and does this crazy little step up thing, and, you know, help out with this integration bubble. But then we get this really cool panel of Iori activating his shadow stuff and the Fire Dude activating his fire and them using that to do this shadow fire thing, which is like cleansing Homegirl, if I remember correctly. So I didn't read the chapter right before recording. But you know, I'm going off of my memory from reading yesterday, but Sunday. But there is this fire basically going and cleansing, like helping Homegirl out and help basically trying to cleanse her. You know what I'm saying? That way she doesn't die. And then that's where Iori is using her disintegration bubble to basically separate the two. You know, she could separate the Phantom from Homegirl. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they end up doing that, and then pretty much saving her and then making her feel go back normal. But then what makes it really, really cool is Iori's words where he talks about, you have to be yourself, you know? He's like, I want you to be you. Like, if whether it's chasing after me, whether it's trying to be part of this fandom stuff, whatever, I want you to be you, and you know that you can be yourself instead of thinking you have to change so that you can fit in. And then, talk to me. He said, I want you wanted to be special so you can speak to me the same way I want to be normal. That's like the connection that Iori was trying to make here. And Iori seems like a really down-to-earth guy. He doesn't really seem like a really bad guy. Like I said in my fandom Seer video when I was talking about why I'm bringing fandom Seer and what I like and what I dislike, Iori is on my dislike list. I'm not really a fan of Iori as a character. But the more of him that I'm seeing, the more of him that I'm getting a lot more respect for him, right? I'm starting to see what makes him tick more. I'm starting to see what his values are, that he does care for other people's lives. He does care for, saving civilians. He does care about handling the mission with as little casualties as possible. But I'm still waiting on some more out of his character. He does say some really cool, interesting things, but I'm still waiting for some more out of his character and to get less tropey stuff, getting less of that. He seems like a stoic character but says really nice stuff, which isn't a terrible trope, but is a trope that you see so often in Shonen Jump that, especially in main characters, where you're looking for, I'm personally looking for more of a sting. Like, what about Iori character is stinging me? While Riku's character is stinging me almost every time, where I think it's because she is learning so much about this fandom stuff, and as an audience member, I'm learning about the fandom stuff, and she's also learning about herself and trying to learn about how she can help people, and if she's really helping people. It's those type of interactions with her is what's making me really, really enjoy Riku's character. And even when she felt reserved about trying to kill Mans, and we thought that she wasn't going to help kill him, I was fine with that, because it'd be weird to me if she was like, okay, Iori, let's handle it and let's kill this dude. To me, that'd be very weird, because where have you ever even had any experience of taking lives? Where have you had any experience going to war? Where have you had any experience doing anything of that nature? But for her to go, no, we could figure out something else, and they come with the arm burning idea, that just made perfect sense to me. They did a really good job of making sure none of the characters step too much out of what we already know about them and who they are, while also showing us the fire dude and showing us more of how he feels and more of his growth and his respect. Well, not growth, development, and more of his development to how he respects Iori and also seemingly respects Riku. The most interesting piece, though, of chapter 19 will be the end of chapter 19, where I believe it was Iori's sister who says that guy is a conceiving hand. Now, we know Riku and the other girls are beckoning hands, people that fandoms flock to. So what's a conceiving hand? If to conceive something is like to birth something, that's my thought process of when I think of conceive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mother conceived me, like type of shit. So I'm wondering, is this guy a dude who can help birth curses? Is that what's going on? Is that what this conceiving hand is? Or is it going to be another terminology from the word conceiving that I can't think of on top of my head to where he could be used for? And so that just added even more interest and more depth to the power system into the world, because now it's like, okay, maybe females can be beckoning hands, and then now we have males who can be conceiving hands. So now we got to see what is the relationship between those two, the conjunction, and are we going to be seeing a bunch of conceiving hands as enemies here throughout? Are we going to see some beckoning hands and conceiving hands as enemies, or maybe we might see both as allies or both as enemies and allies? I think I think this is a good way to basically get ready to branch off the power system of well, I don't even know what to call the power system in fandoms here. I guess it's the power system of fandoms and shamans. I guess this is a good way to branch out that power system and be able to show us that, okay, it's not just these beckoning hands that are special. You got some other things too that can really turn the tide and that crazy. And maybe that conceiving hand is how he's able to get that single horror arm a part of him or whatever, and so maybe we'll figure out some things about that. But I'm interested. The Phantom Seer chapters, they don't come a lot with a lot of meat and substance. To me, each chapter, I think the chapters, like once you get 2 or 3 chapters into like an arc or into a point, then you get like a lot of more information. But we got to remember, we're only on 19 chapters. So this is that point where the writing is coming to the pickup stage, where at first they was trying to make sure you like understood what was going on and like the characters and what they're going to be getting into. But now I think that the mangakas are getting into the pickup point where they're going to try to bring us more and get us more in depth with different things. And that conceiving hand thing, I think, is the beginning of us going, oh, okay, we're about to learn about a whole bunch of stuff that's going to directly correlate into this big battle that Iori is having with the Senjo chick or whatever. So yeah, that is all I, Dancho, have for chapters 18 and 19 of Phantom Seer. I am excited for 20. I'm ready to see what information we're going to find out and how we're going to continue from here. And I think they're going to end up taking that guy prisoner. So there may be some information that we'll learn after taking him prisoner. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you like the content, please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, comment below if you enjoyed this video and want different type of Phantom Seer content from me, character discussions, power explanations. I can do those type of things, and you guys let me know. As always, it is me, Dancho. I love you guys for coming back. I appreciate you guys checking out the Hideout, and please enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Bye. Young Noise.